Two people wake up tomorrow. Both are 28 years old. Both earn $72,000 a year. Both get paid on Friday. By 38, one of them will have built serious wealth. The other will still feel like they're almost there. Same salary, same economy, different behavior in the first 24 hours after payday. That's the uncomfortable truth. We talk about side hustles. We debate real estate. We argue about crypto. But almost nobody talks about what actually happens the moment income hits your account. That moment matters more than you think. Because this decade isn't about how much you make. It's about how much of your life you quietly lock into fixed costs. Let's start here. When your paycheck lands, it feels like progress. For about a day. Then rent clears. Subscriptions renew. The car payment drafts automatically. A few small purchases slide through. And by the second week, you're calculating how many days until the next deposit. This isn't irresponsibility, it's structure. Most people in their 20s and early 30s don't have a money system. They have momentum. And momentum always favors spending. Here's the part that stings. If you make $75,000 a year in the US, after taxes you might take home roughly $4,500 a month, depending on your state and benefits. Now let's build a realistic life. Rent in a mid-sized city, $2,000. Utilities and internet, $300. Car payment and insurance, $650. Groceries, $500. Student loan minimum, $350. Subscriptions and miscellaneous fixed bills, $200. You're at $4,000 before you've invested a dollar. That means your lifestyle consumes nearly 90% of your take-home pay before wealth building even begins. That is the hidden mechanism. It's not that you don't earn enough. It's that your fixed cost base quietly expands to match your income. And fixed costs are heavy. They don't shrink easily. Every financial outcome in your 30s is built on this number. Call it your financial baseline. The baseline is the minimum monthly cost required to keep your life functioning. Not thriving. Functioning. When your baseline is high, your margin is thin. When your margin is thin, your options disappear. This is why two people with the same salary live completely different financial futures. One keeps their baseline at 50% of take-home pay. The other lets it creep to 80%. 10 years later, one has assets compounding. The other has nicer furniture. So what should happen every time you get paid? Not excitement. Sequence. The first move is simple but rarely done. Measure your baseline honestly. Pull 3 months of bank statements. Strip away everything non-essential. Calculate the cost to survive. Then compare that to your take-home pay. If your baseline exceeds 60%, you don't have an investing problem. You have a structure problem. And here's the irony. Most financial advice tells you to invest early. But investing while your baseline is suffocating is like planting seeds in concrete. Nothing grows. So the first objective of every paycheck isn't growth. It's compression. That might mean delaying the apartment upgrade, driving the paid-off car longer, living with a roommate when your pride wants privacy. It sounds small. Over 5 years, it's massive. Because margin creates speed. Now here's where the system shifts. Once you know your baseline, the next move isn't investing, it's protection. If your baseline is $3,500 a month, you need at least 3 months of that in cash. Ideally 6. Not in the market, not in something exciting, just liquid. Why? Because your 20s and early 30s are unstable by design. You switch jobs. You move cities. Industries change. Companies downsize. Without a buffer, every career move becomes desperate. With a buffer, you negotiate differently. An emergency fund isn't about fear, it's about leverage. Most Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency without debt. That statistic isn't dramatic, it's revealing. It means the majority are one inconvenience away from negative compounding. And negative compounding is brutal. Which brings us to the next uncomfortable piece. Debt. If you carry credit card balances at 18%, 22%, 25% interest, you are fighting uphill. A $10,000 balance at 22% interest generates $2,200 a year in interest alone if untouched. That's $2,200 your future self never sees. People chase 8% returns in the market while paying 22% in interest. Mathematically, that makes no sense. Paying off high-interest debt is a guaranteed return. It's not exciting, it doesn't screenshot well, but it works. So the sequence so far is simple. Compress your baseline, build a buffer, eliminate high-interest drag. Only then do you earn the right to focus on growth. And growth, in your 20s and 30s, is about time. There's a reason accounts like a Roth IRA matter. Money goes in after tax, it grows, and qualified withdrawals later are tax-free. The power isn't the account, it's the decades. If you invest $500 a month starting at 25, even at modest long-term market returns, you give that money 40 years to work. Start at 35, and you've cut that runway by 25%. That doesn't reduce your results by 25%. It can reduce them by far more. Compounding rewards early discipline disproportionately. Many investors keep it simple by using broad market exposure, often tracking indexes like the S&P 500. Not because it's flashy, because over long stretches of time, diversified growth has historically outperformed most individual stock picking. It's boring. That's the point. But here's where hype creeps in. Your feed will tell you wealth is built quickly. Flip houses, trade options, catch the next coin. And yes, some people do accelerate through risk. But most people between 20 and 35 don't lack upside. They lack foundation. Risk without foundation is gambling. Risk with foundation is strategy. There's a difference. A small portion of your income can go toward higher risk opportunities once the core system is stable, but only after. Otherwise, volatility turns into stress. Stress turns into bad decisions, and bad decisions reset progress. Now zoom out. Imagine two 30-year-olds. One earns $90,000 but has no assets and $15,000 in credit card debt. The other earns $70,000, has $40,000 invested, no high-interest debt, and 6 months of expenses saved. Who is wealthier? Income impresses people. Assets protect you. By 40, the second person likely has compounding working in their favor. The first is still climbing. And here's the part most people miss. The difference was decided quietly in their late 20s. Not by a dramatic investment, not by a lucky trade, but by what they did every 2 weeks when they got paid. They followed sequence instead of impulse. There's a quiet absurdity to modern adulthood. We obsess over optimizing productivity, morning routines, cold plunges, networking strategies. Yet the most powerful financial decision happens automatically every payday, and we barely think about it. Money arrives, we react, instead of directing it with intention. If you're between 20 and 35, you still have the advantage of time. But time only multiplies what already exists. If you have structure, time amplifies it. If you have chaos, time amplifies that too. So the real question isn't how much you earn next year. It's what you do the next time your phone buzzes with a deposit notification. Will it fund assets or fund expansion? Because 10 years from now, when you look at your net worth, you won't remember the individual purchases. You'll see the pattern. And patterns are built one paycheck at a time. The system is simple. The discipline is quiet. And the consequences are delayed just long enough that most people never notice them forming, until they do. So the next time you get paid, ask yourself something uncomfortable. Is this deposit building future freedom, or just financing the present?